Hola mis serenitas, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Chiquita Serenita. Today we're doing a tutorial review and swatches of Alter Ego's Blooms palette. Now, I don't like comparing palettes. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't like comparing palettes, one palette to another. This is supposed to be a dupe for Natasha Denona Love palette, which I own, by the way, too. But this is not going to be about that right now. I'm not going to compare the two. What I will do that at the end of the swatches of this palette, I will compare them in this way, right? I'll put all the ones from the Natasha Love palette right here and all the ones from Alter Ego over here, and we'll just do like a quick comparison like that. I'm pretty sure other YouTubers have already like basically compared them in every which way possible, but I don't like doing that because I kind of feel bad for Alter Ego. Everybody's always comparing them to Natasha Denona because it's supposed to be a dupe for Natasha Denona, but nobody's actually giving it a fair chance to say, you know what? Let me just like the company for the company's sake. Let me not compare them to Natasha Denona. I am coming in really as non-biased as I can because I didn't like that Love palette. I just thought it was okay. Like, Natasha Denona gets a lot of positive things about, you know, her palettes, and I've honestly, out of the ones that I have from her, I only liked one, and that was the Glam palette, and I hated the bronze. I still own the bronze. I don't plan on getting rid of anyone because I just can't. It's just, what the heck? $65 plus tax. I must have paid a good 70 something. And you know, you put it on my cart and people want to buy it off of you for like $20, and I'm like, get out of my face. I'm not doing that. I'd rather have her on the shelf just so I can look at her and hate her from far away than give her away for 25 bucks. And I'm just being honest, like, I'm not going to do that. But for, what was this one? $16? Something like that? 16, 18? I can't even remember. I bought it when it first launched. I bought both this one and the Canyon one because I wanted to do comparisons either way. I liked it. It was super pretty when I looked at it on the Instagram pics. Like right now, like look at this color story. I love what they did because they do such good quality palettes for cheaper, you know? Yeah, it's a dupe, and I love that they do the dupes because for people, because I had someone say, well, I would rather just splurge and get the real one. That's fine. But there's some people who can't actually splurge even if they wanted to. They're on a budget, you know. Life is not as cheap as we think sometimes. Even me, you know. It's kind of good to have these type of companies doing these type of dupes, and Alter Ego has really good quality for the dupes. Really, really good quality. Now, I wish they would kind of set themselves apart and not go completely dupe into it, because I didn't like this formula. It's a satin matte. Natasha Denona has the exact same formula in her palette. I get what they're doing. Like, they're going straight up for complete, full 1% dupe. So there's no really comparison between formulas between the original and theirs. I would seriously, if any one of them like is watching this right now on their team, I would really consider them giving them that advice, that to not go 100% dupe, because that is a crappy formula. And for those of us who don't like Natasha Denona's cream to matte formula and her satin mattes, they're trash to me. I don't like them. I had the hardest time applying this thing, okay? I did it with my finger, and I kept applying it, and I wasn't getting that intense purple color that's right here. She did not show up like that on my eye, and I hated it. And I still went in with the dang brush, like trying to get that intensity up. And I just want to scrape it on there and just throw it away. It goes in the trash. But the rest in here are super pretty. I love the mattes. The shimmers are really, really pretty. This one, Back Dahlia, is basically the same thing as this one. But this one is 1,000 times better quality than that one. That one was crap. This one is the one that I used on the outside. Which, by the way, you guys, when you guys get to the tutorial part, I just want to let you guys know that I did do a look completely using this palette only. But the line across my lid that you guys see right now, which is probably crooked because this eye is more hooded than that eye, so it kind of like throws the whole proportion off. But I ended up using this liquid eyeshadow, and this is from Beauty Bay. It's called Morganite. I just wanted to try it out. It's really, really pretty, you guys. It's like a metallic sort of liquid type of formula. Watch, look at. It's very pretty. I bought it with that new Romantic palette, which I still have to do the review on. Okay, don't beat me up. I still have to do it. But I really wanted to try this out today. Now, I will say this. I don't recommend that one for across the eye. It dries very, very quickly. So unless you're Speedy Gonzalez and you're like precise with the application, that thing will dry before you get a chance. And then the line gets thicker and thicker until you're like, holy crap. This thing took over my eye. So definitely not a line across your eye sort of type of thing. But I think as an overall eyeshadow, I think it'll work. We'll try it when I get to that one, okay? So back to the palette. I love this, you guys. I love these flowers type of thing that they did here. It is cruelty free. It says PETA cruelty free. I'm assuming it's like extra clean. I don't know. The whole entire palette feels like a very satiny, suede type of softness to it. It's very pretty. In the back, it has all the shade names, like in squares. It doesn't have anything that says that it would indicate something about, you know, eye safety warnings or anything like that. But I'm going to start with the swatches before anybody tries to kill me. I'm going to start with Peony right here, and I'm going to go straight across till we get to the end of the palette, okay? Peony is just a very rosy type of pink. Look at that. I like that one. I didn't get to use that one. Very rosy type of pink. Look at that. How soft. That's a matte, okay? Azalea is... Ooh, I love this one. Oh, yes. Yes. It is like a very orangey pink tone. Look at that. That's 2 swatches. Daisy, I used as my inner corner highlight. This is like a gray tone shimmer. And to me, honestly, it looks like it has like a hint of lavender in it. It's not like complete gray. Dahlia, I think I'm pronouncing it right. This one is a very champagne orangey pink tone shimmer. That's another very pretty. It's like a peach tone now that I'm looking at it. It's very pretty. Then Black Dahlia, that's that one that I told you guys. This is a satin matte. Look at that. That's just one swatch. Look at that. Look. I hate these. You have to really apply it and put pressure in order to get that intensity. Look at that's just 2 already. I'm not saying it's a bad color. It's a very pretty dark plummy purple, almost like a dark espresso brown black. But if I have to work that much for that bee, she's not worth it. I don't want it. Scrape it out and throw it out. In the next row, we have Snapdragon. I really love this one. It is a matte. It's like this very pinkish type of, I don't know how to describe it, like a berry tone maybe. I love it. It's so pretty. Fuchsia. I used this one today. It's this berry purplish shimmer. I think I honestly used this one in my Natasha originally too. And I was like, I gravitated towards the same colors. Petunia is a pink shimmer. It looks more pink in the pan, but now that I'm swatching it, it looks more goldish orange. It's very funny. It looks like two-tone, almost like a duochrome. Lily is this champagne pink shimmer. I'm hoping you guys can see it. Those are really light shimmers. Blush is a burgundy matte. This is the one that I used as my transition shade. It's definitely pigmented, but I did have to apply it more than once. Next row we have Violet, which is a dark purple matte. Look at this. This is super light. Definitely have to apply it more than once, but I love that color. Now it's Orchid, that horrible purple. Like, look at that. You guys see? That is so incredibly sheer. It's crazy how sheer it feels. And you're just applying it. Look, that's just one swatch right there. Look at that. You see that? That's crap. And I'm going to apply it. I'm going to apply it several times just so you guys could see, like, oh, look at that. That's already 2. Y'all imagine I had to do that to my eye. I had to just keep playing it and playing it. That's like 4 already. Look at it. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't have anything good to say, so I won't say it. Petal is just a very peachy tone pink. Matte. This one's more pigmented than that last crappy one. Look at that. And I won't even use that one, and it's more pigmented. Rose is a ruby tone matte. This one's so freaking pretty. I have this one under my eye right here. It does feel a little dry. I don't think it's patchy at all. I just think that's how the formula feels in the pan. And then last we got Hibiscus right here. Oh God, this is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shimmer. Look at that. And those are the tones. Look at it. I feel like for the price, it's okay. It's good. It's not a bad quality for the price, you know? For Natasha Denona dupe, like, Alter Ego has really, really good formula. I honestly really love them. I have their Goddess one. I have their Artemis one. I have this one. I have the Canyon one. I also have their Sunset one dupe, and I can't remember what, Aurora, that's what it's called. So, yeah, I've had like at least 4 or 5 of them. They have really good quality for the, you know, for the price range. Heck yeah. Now I'm going to take my Natasha Denona Love Palette and I'm going to do really quick swatches right here. I'm not going to explain anything. I already did a review on this freaking palette like a year ago or so. It's still up on YouTube. It's in English only. I don't have it in Spanish just in case somebody's wondering. But I don't want to have to get into it and all that stuff. But I will give you like a semi. When I start swatching them, I'll probably tell you guys something as I'm comparing them. So let me do that real quick and I'll be right back. So let me remind you guys real quick. These are the swatches for the Alter Ego Bloom palette. And these are the swatches for the Natasha Denona Love palette. And like I said, obviously you guys can. There's like a significant difference in quality. It's not a huge deal to me. Like I said, you go by what you can afford, right? Who cares what anybody else thinks? Don't even listen to me. I like both of them. I do. I feel like if you're going for the affordable, then obviously you're going to want to go to Alter Ego. If you're wanting to splurge a little bit more because you're trying to go for quality over anything else, then obviously you can go for the Natasha Denona Love palette. I honestly like this palette a lot more than I like the bronze one because I remember I used this like about 2 or 3 times. I honestly love the shimmers. They have these crazy buttery soft smooth shimmers. And that violet shade that I didn't like from here, right here, this one, it's actually a lot more pigmented on the Natasha Denona side than it is right here. It's like more creamier and it shows up more pigmented. Same thing for that darker shade, the one that I said I didn't like over here, right? That I had to apply it several times and I had to press really hard. With the Alter Ego one, you have to press really hard to get that pigmentation. It's not that it lacks it. It's just, it needs a little bit more, put a more grease in it. But like I said, I don't like comparing them. I don't like it when people do that because Alter Ego is meant for people who can't really splurge on that $65 Natasha Denona. So I'm not going to tell you to go buy Natasha Denona. You buy it if you want to, okay? This one is pretty. It is. I like it. So I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys want to see how I created this look today, minus that little line because it's not, the little line is not in the tutorial, okay? Then just stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so for my first color, I'm going to go in with Lush right here, which is a very berry tone type of matte. And that's the one that I use for my transition shade, okay? So for the next color that I used Orchid right here. And Orchid is a cream to shadow formula. I did not like it. I found it very it's like a very icky formula to me. I don't like it the way, because I basically applied it in this area right here, this first little part of my pupil, not exactly the rest of my eyelid, right? Just this little center part right here. And I used it with my finger, and I didn't like how the formula looks. It looks like the more you rub it in there, nothing comes up really. So I had to apply it so many dang times because it's so creamy, but it's creamy powdery, and it looks sheer, like super sheer. I don't know. That is the one I'm going to use, you guys. And like I said, I'm only going to apply it on this side of my eyelid, okay? So now I'm going to go in with Fuchsia right here. And Fuchsia is just a very pinkish tone shimmer. It's very pretty. Nothing like that one that I just used. I hated that one. And I just basically applied it on the opposite end right next to that purple. Just like, you know, basically ending it. It looks really pretty. Look how it stands out. I love how that one came out. So I'm just going to apply it there using my finger, okay? Next, I'm going in with Black Dahlia right here. That one is another satin matte. Not too crazy about those types of formulas, but it is a very dark, rich, plummy purple, almost a dark brown. That's how close it is in pigment. But I did use it to darken out right here, the outer edge, and then down here, a little bit across. I would say be very careful with that color because it has a tendency to not want to blend out. Like I had the hardest time blending it out. And even then, it does leave like a semi-harsh line. So it doesn't blend out completely. Maybe it's just my lack of know-how. I don't know. But whatever. That's what I'm going to do. I want to do the exact same thing I did on this side, on that side. Okay? Now I'm going to use Rose right here, which is a very bright ruby red tone matte. And I'm just going to apply it all down here, blending into that Black Dahlia color, okay? So now for my inner corner highlight, I use Daisy. Daisy reminds me of a gunmetal gray with just like a hint of lavender in it. And that is what I'm going to pop in there with my finger, okay? Now, because I didn't like that initial purple right there, I did go in with Violet, which is a dark purple matte. And just like lightly patted it on top of where that purple is, just to like darken it up. I don't know if you guys can see the difference between that side and that side, but that's what I did, okay? So that's pretty much it for the eye look, you guys. Let me go put some black in my waterline, and I'll do my mascara, and I'll be right back to give you guys a close-up, okay? So this is the finished eye look today, you guys. Hopefully you guys like it. I really like this palette. I think it's, for what it is, it's a dupe for the Natasha Denona Love Palette. I think it's good. I'm not saying it's the best, but definitely it's not the worst, okay? So let me back you guys out, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. I like this palette. It's just, I don't like some formulas. I don't like satin mattes. I've never have. Even in the original Natasha Denona one, I hated those satin mattes in there. I think I only used that palette twice. I still own it. I never considered getting rid of it because, you know, it's $65. It's not exactly a cheap palette, but I can honestly say I've only used it twice, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. It's just, that's how it is. And I shied away with it. That I didn't have a lot of experience. I honestly should give it another try because I don't feel like it's a bad palette overall. It's just has a lot of things I don't like. So I don't like that one. I didn't like that formula. That formula is pretty much the same, but I feel like this one's more workable than that one. And the rest in here are perfectly fine because those are mattes. Those are mattes. And these are all shimmers. They seem like really, really good quality shimmers. The mattes in here are super blendable. The only one I had a problem with was this one, which is the one that I said that was kind of a harsh line, kind of hard to blend out. And that one I didn't like. But other than that, it's a fine palette. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And until next time, stay warm, stay blessed, and stay magical. Bye, you guys.